Resident Evil 5 is usually referred to as the black sheep of the Resident Evil franchise by a lot of people. It's not like 4, which is universally praised, or 6, which is universally hated. It's kind of in the middle. You're going to find RE5 is kind of one of those games people either love or hate. It's still to this day regarded though as one of the finest co-op experiences in video games, in recent years especially, and I've got a lot of great memories personally playing this game with friends or just randoms in the game. But one of the biggest criticisms of the game was when you didn't have someone to play with and you were stuck with the partner AI, specifically Sheva's partner AI, who's playing with double-digit IQs. Some people even go as far to saying this is the worst AI ever made in video game history. I would kind of disagree. Now, I've played a lot of Resident Evil 5 over the years. Out of the newer Resident Evils, it's for sure still up there with one of my favorites, even possibly one of being my favorite out of the newer entries. And yeah, the AI can be annoying sometimes. For example, sometimes like she'll get completely lost somehow in this linear shooter, or get distracted by something, and she's still like 2 areas away from where you are. But if you understand how that works, and you could actually turn the AI into a real powerhouse of a partner, or at least make it tolerable and useful, at least, you know.
Come on! 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 Come on!
This is the biggest point, and I think a mistake a lot of people make. It's a real rookie mistake I think a lot of people make. Giving Sheva the worst guns in the game while you have the best guns with all the upgrades is not how you play Resident Evil 5. If you want your partner to do any damage and be able to help you, you should have her guns upgraded decently with decent weapons, just as much as yours. Maybe not just as much, but, you know, definitely keep their guns maintained too. But you don't want to carry the same guns as your partner. I say your partner because, you know, the partner AI is the same regardless whether you're playing as Sheva or Chris, whoever's like... whoever the game AI is taking over, you know, it's still the same thing. We just refer to it as Sheva because that's what everybody does. For example, if you're using a shotgun, though, don't give them a shotgun. If you're using a machine gun, don't give them a machine gun. This is just for ammo reasons, so, like, say your partner picks up ammo. You know what I mean? Like, your partner's not going to use the same ammo as you, so they can worry about their own ammo pool, you know what I mean? Giving your partner the sniper and machine gun combo is usually the best to use, I would say, until you have a fully upgraded Magnum with infinite ammo, at least. Preferably the first sniper is the one I usually go with. It's the most powerful, plus when you fully upgrade it, it gets the bow and arrow. It gets you the bow and arrow, you unlock the bow and arrow. But the sniper is also good for sections you're separated, or if your partner's super far away, they can lay down cover fire, and plus, it's a real heavy hitter, the sniper, and the partner AI has very good accuracy. That's another plus thing about the AI in this game. Like, usually, their shots always land, especially with the sniper, too. The machine gun is usually good quickly for, like, stunning enemies. So, say if there's, like, an enemy, like, right up on top of you, and they're laying down, you know, fire with the machine gun, it'll definitely stun them and give you time. Like, say you get cornered while you're reloading or something. And it also helps you out in crowds. I usually use the MP5, then I usually switch her to the AK. Honestly, I've never really noticed a difference between the machine guns in this game. They all kind of feel roughly the same, with the exception of the Scorpion, which is the first machine gun you get in Chapter 1-1. But the perk to upgrading that, though, is you get the minigun. So, you know, pick and choose, pick and choose. While your partner is equipped with the machine gun and sniper, I usually run a handgun and a shotgun when I play through. Now, this is perfectly set up so that if I want my partner to hold ammo or herbs I don't have room for, she can hold them without using them. One thing, though, do not give your partner a handgun. Ever, ever, ever. They will 9 times out of 10 only use the handgun and not use their other weapons, which is probably bad, especially in later chapters of the game where they're trying to fight like lickers and shit with a handgun. You definitely don't want to make that mistake. So, I'll repeat again, do not give your partner a handgun if you want them to use the more efficient weapons at your disposal. So for an action game, RE5, needless to say, has a pretty limited inventory, but your partner is great for holding extra items you aren't using. Remember, the AI in Resident Evil 5 is only as good as you want it to be. You're in full control of your partner's inventory, so if the AI is not doing good, it's probably you. With the exception of the pathfinding issues, of course. Like, that's nobody's fault but the game's fault. But if you're noticing combat-wise the AI isn't being efficient, that's probably just on you. Unless you're on higher difficulties, I'll talk about this a little bit later. On higher difficulties, I notice that the AI kind of struggles to keep up. So on higher difficulties, I would just recommend more playing with like an actual partner instead of using the game's AI. But now that you're properly equipped, you can safely blast through Resident Evil 5 in the most efficient way possible and not have to worry about the AI dicking you over. At least not as much. The AI has its problems for sure. It's not perfect. But I would honestly argue it's one of the better ones I've seen in games. Unfortunately, there's not really a good strategy of making the AI have a good sense of direction, like I said. But at least now with the harder parts of the game, they could help you out. Boss fights, specifically the Jill and Wesker, this is where the pathfinding mostly fucks you up because she can get lost in a lot of the hallways off to the sides and stuff. But honestly, otherwise, I never really noticed a problem on boss fights. It's really just, like I said, the pathfinding issues are really the biggest issues with the AI. And if you could look past it, it's really not all that bad. So to conclude, yes, RE5's AI is severely flawed. However, with a lot of the tips I showed you in this video, I hope this helped turn your RE5 partner from an annoying, useless nuisance to a tolerable extra hand in the game. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like stuff like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I try to make Resident Evil content on a weekly basis. Usually do. 2 weeks has been the farthest gap I've done so far, unintentionally, due to recording issues. Anyway, if this is your kind of thing, please consider subscribing. Leave a like on this video. Leave your comments down below. What problems do you have with the AI in Resident Evil 5? How do you work around the AI's problems? Yeah. So that's it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Have a good one. I just want to give a message to my subscribers real quick. I'm sorry I haven't got a video out in 2 weeks. This was unintentional. I was trying to work on 2 videos at once, and one of them was a game I have for the computer, Far Cry 2, and I wanted to get that video out. And I was trying to record footage for both, which I got all the footage and I wrote the script, everything for this video, but the only problem was the capture software I used for my PC stopped working for some reason. I don't know, I won't go into it too much, but I had another video intended to come out along with this one this past week, but I've spent like 3 days trying to get this thing to work again, and probably more than 3 days. Most of the time spent, I've been trying to play around with the software, get it to work, but since it's been abandoned by its developers, it looks like I'm going to have to find a new software to record PC games, so I guess until then I'll be sticking with my console games for now to do videos on. Thank you guys for bearing with me, thank you all for the support in recent weeks, so yeah.